Okay.
Are we ready? Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Eureka Springs Hospital Commission regular meeting on April 17th, 2023. I'm going to call this meeting to order, but I'm going to start right off the bat saying we do not have a quorum tonight, so this will be a very abbreviated meeting. I will do a roll call.
Barbara Dix, Vice Chair.
Judy Gigi.
And Kent Turner, Chair. We can't approve the minutes. What's that? You got to move your microphone closer. We can't approve the minutes. We can't really approve the agenda. So I don't see any public here, so we're not going to have any public comments. We'll just skip committee reports. I'll talk a little bit about the hospital expansion in a few minutes. But let's start off, we can go ahead and get the CEO report.
All right. I have given you all a copy of my report, and I'll just go over it here. Well, we're seeing a decline in COVID cases. We had 3 since our last meeting out of 77 tests. Clinical services, we have hired a second part-time pharmacist. He started this past week. We have also hired a full-time pharmacist that will be coming on board the first week of June. She is well-versed in the 340B pharmacy program and will be able to help the facility look into that program, which could be a potential benefit for us revenue-wise. Our patient census continues to flux, and this is being seen across the nation throughout healthcare facilities. We have started to look into other services that we can offer in our limited space. And right now, those are focusing on adding respiratory care services. We have also started advertising for a hospitalist as of last week. There has been some local interest in that position. Until it's filled, Dr. House remains the interim hospitalist. The ER, we continue to see an increase in emergency room patients. The first quarter, we saw 725 patients through the ER. It's been the busiest first quarter since before 2012. We had a trauma redesignation review this past month. All went well. There are some suggestions that they want us to add to our program and report back to the trauma board after 3 months of implementation. We will also be attending a state stroke conference the remainder of this week in Jonesboro, so hopefully I can bring back some new education from that. And we do have a new ER physician starting by the name of Dr. Escobar. I believe he starts tomorrow. Regarding business operations, we met this past Wednesday with a third-party survey group that was sent by the state regarding our facility's potential to receive available grant funding. We discussed our facility's needs, answered their questions, as well as took them on a facility tour. They were with us approximately 5 hours. They gave us some homework to do that we will turn in this week, and then we'll just wait to see if we qualify for this funding. Most of the office personnel have been focused on getting ready for our hospital audit. That's for our 2021-2022 audit. 4 of us will be in-house to complete that audit the first 2 weeks of May. And then we've had some personnel changes. We have filled the 2 open positions within the business office. Each candidate has a healthcare background and will be a beneficial team members. As well as we merged the admissions director position and the central scheduler position. It is now going to be held by Shannon McGee, who was our central scheduler. And then Samantha is here to give the marketing report.
I have one question for you. On the items that they want implemented in the ER, are we physically going to be able to implement those? I mean, are there things we can do?
Yes, it's just reporting.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any other questions of Angie? Ms. Shaw? Okay. Bill, you're up. How are you today?
All right, I am good, sir. Let's look at our bank balances on the second page of my report. And you'll note a decrease of $233,000. Most of that is a payment to the architects. And in the commission money market, it was offset by an interest payment of $8,500. So that's what's the big change this month in our cash balances from last month. Now, looking at the next page at our revenue and usage report, $1,387,000 for the month. That's 15.6% increase over last month, and versus last year, 17.3%. And then I calculated this, it's not on your report, but it is out to the right. Year-to-date revenue, 3.7 million, is 9.3% above that of last year. So those are positives. I'm starting to see a trend upward in the revenue from my other clients, and that this is just following the trend. I hope it continues. But, you know, once we get into the summer, who knows what's going to happen. So on the next page is our income statement. And I must apologize. I think I got 2 copies of the income statement. I hated it so much, I put 2 in there. Again, you'll see the actual year-to-date revenue for the month, 1.386 million versus 1 million, just under 1.2 million, 3.7 this year versus 3.4 last year. Then we move down the page. The item I want to point out is our bad debt expense. We are very aggressive on our calculation of the bad debt expense, and it's running true to form at 8% for the month and for the year to date. Other operating revenue for the year to date, $464,000 versus $238,000 for the month. And then we move down and we're showing an operating margin for the month of a positive $3,057, but year to date is a negative of $298,000. And as we look down the page, I want to point out again, the other non-operating revenue towards the very bottom of the page is showing $3,664,000. Most of that is reflected as a sale of the home health agency. So we are showing a net income for the year, but we need to point out that the operating margin is a negative year to date. So, and then there should be the same page again. I hated it so much, like I said, I put it in twice. And then after we skip that page, we come to the balance sheet. Construction in progress is the big item I want to point out. $615,000, that's a $235,500 increase over last month. And that's a payment to the architect that we made in March. So the rest of the items look pretty normal. And the employee compensation under accrued liabilities, that change has to do with the timing of the last payroll in the month versus the end of the month. So everything else is pretty much in line. So that's what I have, Kent, for tonight's meeting.
Questions for Bill?
Not me.
Thank you so much, Bill. We appreciate it.
Hey, you bet, thank you.
Samantha Jones is with us tonight. Samantha's our marketing executive, and she wanted to make a few comments. So Samantha.
Hey everybody, is this good? Can you hear me? Am I
Oh, yeah.
good? Okay. So I just wanted to let you all know, many of you already do, but our new website is live. It has been live for a few weeks now. As of this morning, we had 710 site sessions and 573 unique visitors in that time. It's already more before I left, I just didn't update it, so that means it's really good. People are seeing it. We have a lot of people that come straight from Google. That's a really good sign that our search engine optimization is working. So a big one that we're having coming up, several events, but the first one is Earth Day. We are bringing our Earth Day celebration back this Friday. That's April 21st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the community center. We will have the Mega Brain from UAMS. We'll bring that to the gym. We're going to have the elementary school students, the Academy of Excellence students, and I've also invited Clear Spring School. They're out of school that day, so it can't be a field trip, but I have reached out to the parents, and hopefully they will come out of their own volition. So that's really exciting. We love to do events. We love even more to do annual events because it's something people look forward to. It has our name on it. It's a really measurable way to show that we're making an impact in our community. So please come out on Friday. The mayor will be there at 10:30 a.m. to read the Earth Day proclamation if you want to come see something special. And I have promoted this in a few ways that are different from last year. I did a live stream with Eureka Springs channel this time, which was my first live stream ever. So I think it went pretty well for a first time, and if you haven't seen it, please give it a look, get us some views. Let's see, the most important thing I wanted to share with you all is that we have National Hospital Week coming up. It is right around the corner, May 7th through 13th this year. And so far, I have catered lunches for 3 days that week. I could still use a catered meal one of the days. So if you know anybody, you would like to donate a gift certificate, you would like to donate food, let us know. Reach out to me. We'll make it work. So you can just give a little bit of a kudos to our staff that week. Let's see, and just trying to see if there's any more events I need to share with you guys. Yes, we have Drug Take Back. That is something we do twice a year with the Carroll County Hometown Health Coalition. The idea is it's a safe way to dispose of prescription medication so it doesn't end up in our water system. It doesn't end up with somebody who should not have it. So I will be at the Carroll County Sheriff's Office from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday. That's April 22nd. So if you have any prescription medication you need to get rid of, come see me. And I can't wait. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a really good way to get outside of our city and represent our hospital countywide, because we all know that we don't just have people from Eureka Springs come to our hospital. We have people from Berryville, Green Forest, Huntsville. I even see people from Fayetteville sometimes. So it's really important to reach out to communities outside of our own. And really, my last thing is, if any of you ever want to come with me as a guest to Rotary, just let me know, and we can do it. It's a really fun, it's a great social networking club, and we just share really positive things there. So if you want to go, just let me know. We'll make it work. You can find my email on our new website, EurekaSpringsHospital.com. Okay, thank you guys.
Thanks, Samantha. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for the shirts, too. We have new shirts. They have new shirts. Okay. The next thing, we can talk about this just real quick. We are in the throes of getting a new financial and operating system. We're working on that. It's going to be called, it's Cerner is the name of it. We will be going to the council on the 24th of this month because this is not something we can bid. So we need to get council approval to purchase this without a bid. Just a note, I do need a final cost from them on that, like yesterday.
Okay.
Okay. But it does look positive. I think it will be a big help, and ultimately, once we get it all up and running, we'll actually save some money in the long run. It's not going to cost us as much as what we're paying now. The Mitchell-Mansour proposal, I have copies of it. I'll give it out, but we're not going to talk about it tonight because we can't vote on it tonight. I was going to defer that anyway because I want to spend some time talking to Angie about it before we bring that before the commission. That brings us to well, I guess the only thing I didn't talk about. I'm still working on funding for the hospital. I'm not negative about it. I'm not down in the dumps about it. We're trying our best, and I still have high hopes that we will end up getting it. We know it's a big ask, but we're continuing to make that ask. We need to get funding for the hospital. With that said, we're up to commission comments.
I would just like to say that I had a serious illness the whole month of February and got the utmost best care at our hospital. That's all I need to say.
Ms. Judy, do you have any comments?
Good care the month before last when I went in for emergency too.
So it comes to my comments. You beat me to the punch. I welcome Barbara back. She was certainly missed. Barbara does more for this commission than probably anybody that I know of. So it has been doing it for a long time. So I welcome you back.
Thank you.
The other thing I would say is I would want everybody to make sure that if they need hospital care or they need a clinic, come and see us. We realized we had a bad reputation for a while. We don't have that reputation anymore. I think you will find things have gotten immensely better. Trust me, when you're in this position, as Barbara knows, you hear the good and the bad, and the good that I hear from the public far outweighs any negative comments that we get concerning the hospital. And then I'll end with saying the same thing I always say. I want to thank the staff for all of their hard work, and it's only going to get harder.
And I want to say that a couple of 3 days later, I got a call from Samantha asking if everything was okay.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
The next workshop meeting is at noon on May 6th at 12 noon at Main Stage. The next regular meeting is on May 15th here at 6 p.m. I apologize to everyone for us not having a quorum. I will shake some things around between this meeting and the next meeting and make sure the next meeting we have a quorum. With that said, I will adjourn the Hospital Commission meeting for this evening. Thank you.
At what time?